So Rasheda, how can I manifest wealth in my life?
Manifesting wealth is something that everybody wants, right?
Yeah.
There's actually a science to it. And I think the first place to start is really what I call face the truth.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of the time we kind of want, I'm thinking of that end goal, you know, we want this, we want that, we want the other. But where to start is face the truth. Say it how it is. Don't you find that often people are always either saying it worse than it is, you know, oh, this happened and then this happened and it was like this and it was like this. And then you've got, you know, the other kinds of people that say it usually better than it is.
Better than it is. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, it's not going to be so bad and I'll work it out. So if you want to create a science in something, you've really got to start with just saying it how it is. Not worse than it is, not better than it is, but how it is. And sometimes that can be hard because it's, when I say truth, I'm not talking about being dishonest, but I'm talking about using the language of truth. And sometimes that's hard because you have to face, this is right now, right here, where I am today. And it's from this place you can start to look at going forward.
So is that really just self-awareness, writing down your income, writing down your expenses, and really getting to know your numbers?
Yeah, it's that current picture, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm always talking about art and creativity and so on. So think of a blank canvas, and what you're going to do is draw the picture of what it currently looks like. Look at your income, your expenses. Look at ways of how you're currently earning income.
Yeah.
Look at expenses of the fixed expenses, and then those things that are variable.
Right.
And so that's an important distinguish as well, because you know, you want to be able to see where you can start to change, you know, which areas. For example, you've got grocery, food, shopping.
Yeah.
It's essential to buy food, but it's also a variable, right? Because you can buy food within this budget, or you can certainly go to some of the grocery stores here and go from full out organic basket and spend thousands of dirhams.
Yeah.
So knowing your numbers is crucial.
So in order to achieve wealth, why do you think it's important for people to say it out loud?
Well, that's how it starts. So I'm all about the science, right? So when the physical process of saying something out loud creates a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
When it stays inside our minds, you know, we don't usually see the full picture. It retains as a dream almost. And growing up, society tells us dreams aren't really achievable, right? We start having you know, fairy tales. And look at the word, the fairy tales, they don't exist.
Yeah.
So we build up this layer of like how dreams cannot really, that's why they're called dreams. So when you start to say them out loud, this is the process of manifesting. So it brings out a different perspective. All of a sudden you're able to start to work on the how to, because you've now said it. Now it becomes something that's actually real. It's so important, and not as just saying it out loud, but taking it a few steps further is writing it out, sharing it with friends. Now all of a sudden that what I call vibration, that vibration of that dream is not only now in thought form, but it's in
the world.
Voice form, the world, and in the hearts and minds of your friends and loved ones and even strangers.
Yeah.
So it's so important.
Quick snapshot for people who really want to manifest wealth in their life. What are the 3 steps that they can do to manifest wealth?
Very simple. Number 1, say it how it is. Know your numbers. Number 2, now see what it is that you want. So create that vision board and know the future.
Yeah.
And then it's about having that strategic plan of getting there to execute. Say it how it is, know what you want, and execute.
I recently watched an interview by Dr. Christina Northrup when she said, if you hold any anger or hate in relation to someone, you can never actually bring wealth into your life.
This is such a great question. When it comes to wealth, see it as this. If wealth was a person, you hold a relationship with a person.
Yeah.
Money is just like that.
Yeah.
So there's a relationship that you actually hold with money. And think about that yourself. You know, what's my money relationship? Is there, you mentioned gratitude, you know, is there this loving relationship between myself and my money? Is it a love and hate relationship?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and how, is it just a hard fighting relationship where the anger and the resentment starts to creep in?
So what type of affirmation could someone say to bring more wealth into their life?
I'm living now in a wealthy and an abundant life in all areas of my life.
Right.
I'm living right now in a wealthy and an abundant life in all areas of my life. And it really does start with gratitude. You can create such money blocks when you're wanting to receive, right? Simplest example is look at the state of your purse or your wallet. If that's jammed, if you like, and there's all receipts and bills in there, then energetically it's starting to create, there's no space, you know, in your purse even. So clear out your bills and really start to feel that the gratitude of abundance in all areas of your wealth. Wealth is not just about finance.
This might sound really corny, but I visualised last year with my business seeing checks come in. And literally from the inception of that thought, I now am always going to the bank depositing checks. And at every time I do that, I kind of laugh because I think, wow, this was a visualisation and now it's come true.
And years ago, Walt Disney said it first, right? He said, if you can see it, then it means it's real.
Yeah.
You know, there's that little story about when they opened Walt Disney, and obviously Walt Disney himself had died before the opening. And at the opening, Walt Disney Jr. was doing the press release, and one of the journalists said, you know, my God, it's a crying shame that Walt Disney wasn't here to see this. And Walt Disney Jr. replied, I'm sorry, sir, you're mistaken. Walt Disney saw this. That's why you're seeing it.
Wow.
And that's how manifestation starts.
Rasheda says manifesting wealth in our lives is a relationship. First there is the practical, knowing where you are at. Then there is goal setting, knowing where you want to go. And finally there is execution, taking your plan to action. A great place to start for manifesting wealth is gratitude for all the wealth, health, happiness and wisdom that you have in your life today. And just like Walt Disney, see the vision and it will materialise.